hello, hello. It's Dr. Stephanie D. Barnes bringing you the word from SDB. I'm bringing it a little bit earlier today. I got some things to do later on, so I thought I would go ahead and make sure I got my word from SDB done today. I hope that you have had a great day. I've had kind of a jacked up day. But, eyes here, Lord, as I always say. Hello, thank you for joining. So, I am bringing you, of course, the word from SDB, and this is the final part 5 of the 5-part series, SEX and the CEO, and a candid discussion on sex in the marketplace and the workplace. And so I am bringing this series to an end. I hope that you have caught the first 4 of them. If you've not, go back and check in my feed. You can find the first 4 settings or the first 4 segments. And I do plan to upload these to my YouTube channel, and you can go to bit.ly/Stephanie on YouTube to catch this series and others. And it'll probably be later on this weekend before I actually get it loaded up to YouTube, but you can catch it there. But I am glad to bring you the 5th part of SEX and the CEO, a candid discussion of sex in the workplace and the marketplace. And so on the first session, we talked about sexual harassment. What do you do? What is it? How does, how should you respond, or what should you do to protect yourself in certain situations when you are faced with that? And on the second day, we talked about dress and appearance and how that can either instigate, influence, or impact sexual harassment in the workplace. On the third day, we talked about, we talked about opposites, working with the opposite sex. And the fact that if you are going to work in the workplace, in the marketplace, that guess what? There are going to be attractive people out there, and not only are they attractive, some of them might be downright sexy, but you got to know how to handle your business and not let that get in the way. And then on the 4th series, we talked about libations, late nights, and liabilities, and just the very real issues that alcohol in the workplace and in work settings, how that presents issues and the liabilities that arise therefrom. So tonight we are going to close out with talking about how using the femininity as a marketing advantage, because let's face it, there are certain benefits to being attractive, and women certainly can use those to their benefit. However, there's always a however. It should be used very cautiously so that you don't set an environment that invites sexual harassment or invites sexual advances or just gives the wrong picture. And, this is something that that is discussed quite often. What advantage does a woman have if she is attractive, and how should she use that to her advantage when trying to gain clients or just in the marketplace? And certainly, our sexuality, our femininity is something that can be advantageous. However, again, you should still be very cautious about using it, and again, not creating a situation where you are inviting what you don't want. And the thing I'll say is this, being attractive is something that anyone should use, because regardless of how you look or whatever, you have to build relationships through attracting other people, right? And so you must, at the very least, have an attractive personality. And I recall, 2 or 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I went to a conference in Italy, and there was a presenter from the United States, and she was talking about communication. And she went so far as to say that she doesn't smile at men when she works with them. And I kept trying, and I had to raise my hand. I was like, you never smile? She's like, yeah, I never show my teeth. I was like, so how do you smile? Because, I don't know about you, but that just looks crazy. So, I don't understand I really could not understand what she meant was that she didn't show her teeth. Now, certainly there's a difference in I'm trying to get all up in your grill smile and a genuine smile. Because when people smile, they show their teeth, right? And so my whole when I got to thinking about this, what I began to think about how important it is just to be genuine. And if you normally smile at people and you show your teeth, I mean, smile. I mean, there's a difference in grinning all up in a man's face. There's a whole difference behind that, and having a genuine smile, because people are attracted to smiles and to pleasant personalities and pleasant, a pleasant facade, right? So, imagine it doesn't make sense. I mean, how are you going to get business and you sitting there, looking at them all crazy the whole time? I mean, if you want to build relationships with people, they need to be authentic. And if a part of your personality, your authentic personality, is smiling, and when you smile, you indeed show your teeth, then show your teeth. I mean, there's a difference in smiling, showing all 30, however many of them. How many? 38, 32, 31, I don't know. I can't remember. 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins. Like, I always remember that. I can't remember how many teeth we have in our mouth, but y'all know. But anyway, however many teeth there are in your mouth, there's a difference in showing all of them and batting your eyes and getting all up close on somebody and, being flirtatious. So, I do think that as women, we do need to be conscious of how being friendly can be perceived as flirting, because there is a difference. And now, the thing that we have to keep in mind, and I'll just back up for a second and say that, I always, throughout this series, I'm giving it from the perspective of a woman CEO. I've never been a male CEO, so I'm giving you my perspective as a female CEO. So, we do have to be very careful that being friendly is not perceived as flirting. Now, the caveat, however, is that sometimes that perception is beyond our control, because there are some men who take any form of friendliness as flirtation. And so you have to be cognizant of that and then respond to it appropriately. But the thing is to be genuine and to be authentic and to build a genuine relationship with the other person. So, my whole perception is this, I recognize, I believe, now whether you believe it or not, that's on you, but I do believe I'm attractive, right? And so I know that there are some people that may talk to me simply because they find me attractive. And that I will use to my advantage. However, that's it. That may allow us to begin a conversation, but then it is my responsibility to ensure that they know in the business context that this is a business conversation. And while you may think I'm cute and you may want to grin all up in my face, what we're going to do now is we're going to conduct business in a business-like fashion. So I think for men and women, certainly being attractive is a huge part of being able to begin those relationships. If you think about it, marketing, you don't pick up an ugly package on the shelf. You're going to go to the package that's well presented. I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about the whole package, your branding. So we do need to strive for attractive branding so that we present ourselves as CEOs and we are engaging and others want to do business with us because they see us as friendly. Nobody wants to do business with a curmudgeon, right? So I don't understand the whole concept of, as a woman in the business place, in the marketplace, that you shouldn't smile. I mean, you should smile. I mean, that's pleasant. Who wants to work with somebody that doesn't smile? So it's all about, though, being cognitive of perceptions, being cognitive of misperceptions, and be very clear on intentions. Being very, very clear on intentions. So I will say this, that women, I do believe, have an advantage in the marketplace because when we use our femininity. Now, I'm not talking about flirtation. I'm not talking about overt sexuality. What I am talking about are those things that are innately a part of being a woman that make us better at relationships, because by nature we are nurturers, which means we tend to focus on building relationships. That's a feminine advantage that we should always use. But again, we shouldn't be looking to be someone's mother nor someone's wife. in the workplace. We need to tap into those things that help us to be great mentors, great collaborators, and great connectors. That's another thing that women are very good at, that we have a market advantage in, and that we are opportunity experts. Because most women are balancing like 50 million things. We're wives, we're mothers, we're caregivers, we're aunts, we're godmoms, and we have our business goals, our career goals. We are volunteers in the community. We're taking care of the church. We are always balancing 50 million different things at once. So we tend to be opportunity experts simply because we got to make it do what it do. We don't have the choice many times to rely on someone else to do it for us. We have to figure out how to get it done. So that is a market advantage because we are wired to figure things out, to figure out how to get it done. So that's the second market advantage. The first market advantage is that we are natural nurturers, which makes us better at relationship building, which makes us better mentors, better collaborators, better connectors. The second thing is that we are natural opportunity experts. We have to figure out how to make it work, how to make it happen. And that is something that is to our advantage. We are wired to figure things out. And so we do that. We're wired to multitask, and sometimes that's to our disadvantage because we're all over the place. But the fact that we can focus on more than one thing at a time is a market advantage in that it helps us to be able to manipulate different situations. I don't use manipulate in a bad way, but I mean to be able to navigate, really was the word I wanted. We can navigate multiple situations contemporaneously or simultaneously because of the way we're wired in figuring things out. We can because oftentimes we have to be three people all at one time. I call it the Trinity of womanhood. We are a person, the individual. We are mother, wife, lover. Then we are caregiver. Then we are career woman, businesswoman. So we have to be all those things in one time. So that's something that is to our advantage. And because we are opportunity experts and because we are wired to be nurturers, we are wired at networking. We're always trying to figure out how do we connect the dots? How do we make sure that we build relationships that enable us to effectuate the goals that we have? Because as working mothers in particular, you have to rely on other people in order to get done what you need to get done. I mean, certainly you can do it all by yourself, but you'll be crazy. But, so you are wired to figure out who's in your network, who can help you with this, who can connect you to this, and so that you are able to leverage your strengths against the strengths of someone else to be able to do even more. And then the last thing, the feminine advantage that women have is that we're natural givers. So we're always looking for opportunities to add value. And so because of that, because in the marketplace today, it is a lot different than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, because there's a plethora of avenues for people to get what they want, right? I mean, you can look things up on the internet. You can be connected to the services and goods that you want in an instant, in the click of a mouse or the click of whatever the equivalent is on your smartphone. So oftentimes what makes the difference is the value that you add and how you're treated. And because women are natural givers, we tend to be better at customer service because we're thinking about how does this make the person feel? How is the person going to receive this? How can I make this situation better? So in that regard, again, women have a feminine advantage that puts us at in an optimal position to navigate the marketplace and the workplace well. Now, the things that don't allow us to fully embrace those qualities are some of the gender biases that still remain in the workplace and the marketplace. But at the end of the day, we should fully embrace our femininity as a way of allowing us to navigate successfully in the workplace, whether that is, capitalizing on the fact that we are attractive and being attractive in the sense of wanting to attract other people to what it is that you do, because you need to be attractive to women as well as to men, and I say that in the sense of that's how, as human beings, we're wired. We are attracted to people who are pleasant, people who smile, and people who show us that there's going to be an otherwise positive interaction. So we need to capitalize on that. And then we also need to capitalize on those things that are innately inherent as kind of what do you call it? I can't think of it. Anyway, those things that are innate, I was trying to say, I used it, a double entendre, because to be innate and inherent, kind of the same thing. So anyway, we need to capitalize on those things that are more inherent in women than they are in men. Our ability to nurture, our optimization as opportunity experts, and the fact that we're natural givers, which makes us better and more naturally inclined to give great customer service and to be more in tune with those attributes that help us to build relationships. So, I'll just close out with saying, as with anything, when you are dealing with sexual attraction, being attractive, all of those things in the workplace, in the marketplace, they are what they are. Which is why we need to have more conversations around this and just face the issues that are going to arise when men and women come together. I mean, naturally we are attracted to each other, and then now you have also situations of same-sex attraction. I mean, so either way, you're going to have to deal with it. And so it is very important to be very candid about it, to be very professional about it, and recognize that, there's a time and a place for everything. And when you are in the marketplace and in the workplace and in a business environment, the focus should be on handling business, and all of those other issues are ancillary and should be reserved for some other time. Because what you do after hours, after the contract ends, after you leave the job, that's on you. But while you are in the business place, in the business environment, in the workplace, in the marketplace, the focus should be on handling business. So with that, I am going to sign out and end the 5-part series, SEX and the CEO, a candid discussion on sex in the marketplace and the workplace. And if you have not caught the first 4, I do encourage you to go back through my feed and find those. And like I say, I will post them on my YouTube channel, and you can go to bit.ly, bit.ly/Stephanie on YouTube to get to my YouTube channel. You can catch this series and others where I talk about issues that impact women CEOs in the workplace and the marketplace. It has been my pleasure to bring you the word from SDB, and my dinner is cooking, and I'm going to go in there and have the rest of my libations, enjoy my dinner, and have me a good evening. But I did want to make sure that I closed out this series, and I ask you to be on the lookout for the next installment of the word from SDB. I think I know what I'm going to talk about next, but of course it will be something that will help you as you navigate the workplace and the marketplace, whether you are a woman CEO or a male CEO that works with her. So, all right, well, you have a great day, great evening, and thank you for joining this installment of the Word from SDB, and I hope that you have enjoyed the SEX and the CEO series, and I look forward to bringing you more in the future. So, au revoir.